Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this yoga session. My name is Sabah Heather, and I'll be your yoga and meditation guide today. If you can mute yourself in the background, that'll be wonderful. Thank you. As I said, my name is Sabah Heather, and I'm bringing these sessions to you every Wednesday and Friday morning, 7:30 to 8:15 a.m., in collaboration with Consulate General of India's office here in Chicago. It's my absolute pleasure and honor to be sharing this wonderful gift of yoga, pranayam, and dhyana or meditation with you all. I think it is a time-tested practice of how we can keep this body strong so we can have all of these wonderful experiences in our lives. How we can keep our mind sharp so we can continue to have a quality life even as we grow older. And most importantly, how can we keep that spark, that joy alive in our spirits, in our hearts, in our soul, Atma, Ruh, so that we realize that we are divine beings having a human experience. And oftentimes we forget that. We forget that we are divine beings having a human experience, that we are so much more than this body. We are so much more than things around us, so much more than experiences around us. And we live at a basal level. We live where we think we don't deserve much. We think that only hustling can bring abundance to us, while yoga is teaching us the law of manifestation, the law of attraction, where we are asked to seek abundantly. Now, what we seek abundantly can be very, very subjective from person to person. However, the space to seek abundantly is always there for you, for I, no matter what it is that we are seeking abundantly. Today's practice will be all about that. Channeling that feeling that, yes, I can attract all that I want in my life. Yes, I can ask for abundance in my life. So what is it that you want in your life today? Oftentimes we seek happiness because that's what the media around us is asking to seek. What does that mean to seek happiness? What is happiness to you? Have you sat down with yourself to ask yourself this question? What is happiness to me? Have you asked that question to yourself? Because until and unless we ask ourselves that question, until and unless we sit and ponder over that, we will never be happy because we don't even know what is it that makes us happy. We don't even know what is it that we want to make us happy. So it's really important to pause and reflect on what is it that I want. What will make me happy? That's the first stage. In order for us to be able to become happy, we have to ask abundantly for that thing that will make us happy. And once we get there, once we ask abundantly and we receive abundantly from the divine, then we get to the next level where we realize that there is no way avoiding challenges, sorrow, sadness. That's part of the human experience. We become at peace that happiness is equally important as sadness, as challenges and difficulties in our lives. And we realize there's no escaping the two. With that feeling comes the higher level of existence, and that is contentment. That's what we are striving for. We're striving for contentment, that steady, peaceful state of mind, irrespective of what is happening around you, irrespective of what life is giving you, is throwing at you, you stay content. Your state of mind stays steady. And that's the second sutra of the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, where it is said that yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. The first sutra says, At Yoga Anushasanam, now is the time to practice yoga. It's such a beautiful phrase because what does that mean? Now is the time to practice yoga. 7:34 in the morning, does that mean that? Or in the morning or in the evening. What does that mean? Now is the time to practice yoga. It means that whenever you choose to show up on your mat, that is the time to practice yoga, no matter how old or how young you are, no matter evening or night or afternoon, whenever your time allows you to be on your mat, that is the time to practice yoga. And then second rule is, yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. With that state, where we have controlled the fluctuations of the mind, will we reach to a place of contentment. So let's go ahead. We are kind of in the second stage. So we seek happiness, we ask abundantly, and then eventually we get to a place of contentment. So we are somewhere in between with these classes, and next week we can focus on contentment. We ask today abundantly. So whenever we have seen in our tradition, we have seen in our culture, whenever we ask, haath phailate hain, we show our hands out and we pray and we ask for blessings, we ask for abundance from the divine. So let's do that. Bring the tips of all your fingers together, like you are scooping something with your hands, and the thumbs can stick out sideways like that. That's your Adhar Mudra. Ground down through the legs and hips. Lengthen through the spine. Soften the belly and the chest. Relax your shoulders, your elbows. Tuck the chin towards the neck. And feel the crown of the head growing up towards the sky. Affirm to yourself, I am here, I am present, I am ready. I am here, I am present, I am ready. I am here, I am present, I am ready. Today, take the breath down to your chest. Visualize the heart today. Something that is well and alive, pulsating with life and joy. Yet, it's a bit crusty on the outside. The experiences around us have made it to toughen up, to become crusty. And we lose our softness, we lose our belief in the magic, the law of attraction. Allow your breath to enter your body today and allow your chest to expand. As the chest expands, break that crustiness of the heart, break that crustiness of the energetic heart. And just feel the energy expand into your chest. Corresponding to the front of your chest, towards the front, go to the back, to your middle back, the space between your shoulder blades. Go to that space and imagine that the breath is also opening the middle back, releasing tension from the middle back, supporting the health of your kidneys and your adrenal glands, supporting your digestion. And now let's work on the energetic self. The mudra is helping the meditation, the pranayam, your dhyana is helping you cultivate in this moment today self-esteem, which helps to remove beliefs of unworthiness and inadequacy, that you don't deserve all the joy, all the goodness, all the abundance. We've been told that. It has been inculcated in us. You're not worth it, you don't deserve it, you gotta hustle. It is hard, it is challenging. You have to burn the midnight oil constantly in order to survive. And all of these social conditioning, all of these patterns, childhood patterns especially, prevents us from believing in magic, prevents us in trusting in the divine, from trusting in the divine. Allow today's meditation to break the shackles of lack, of inadequacy, of unworthiness. And now really start to breathe big into your chest, imagining that your chest is opening up like a lion, like a lioness. And you're puffing your chest out, like you're saying, I release all that crustiness. I release all of those childhood conditionings. And with greater openness to receiving, I ask the divine to provide for all my needs. With greater openness to receiving, I ask the divine to provide for all my needs. With greater openness to receiving, I ask the divine to provide for all my needs. Now bring yourself to the question that we started the class with. What is it that you need? What makes you happy? What do you need today to be happy? Maybe to prevent yourself from feeling overwhelmed by the logical mind and its analysis of this question, just stick to one or at the most two things for today. What is that one or two things that will make you happy? Just a few more breaths. Continuing to breathe big into your chest, puffing the chest like the simha, like lion or lioness. She knows her worth. She has this quiet confidence about herself. And she breathes big with that confidence, with that awareness. Breathe big. You as well, breathe big. Open yourself up to receiving, knowing that you are worthy. And see the magic unfold. When you're ready, softly open your eyes, release your hands down. And then from here, so I have talked about this in many of my classes. I tend to have my right leg in the front when I'm sitting cross-legged. We all have a favorite side. So every time I'm asked to sit cross-legged, I have my right shin in front of me. So I have to consciously switch it so I can continue to balance my hips. And oftentimes you see that as people grow older, the stance, the way they walk, their gait becomes wonky because we always favor one side over the other. So yoga is a good exercise in making sure that we balance the right side and the left side. So I have my left shin in the front now, and I'm consciously trying to press the knees down on the left side as well. Go ahead now. I'm gonna turn sideways so it's easier for you to see. This is Looks simple, but it's quite a challenging exercise. So what you're going to do is bring your arms out here in front of you. I'm drawing a straight line from my shoulder to my elbows and from my elbows to my fists. Open the hands out. Now imagine you're reaching for something high and heavy all the way up towards the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, you're pulling that thing, this imaginary thing, down with the elbows coming to the sides of your ribcage. Inhale up. Exhale, draw that thing down with your elbows to the sides of your body. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now that you know what you have to do, we'll pick it up a little bit. Keep at it here. Remember, inhale is up, exhale is drawing down. Inhale is up, exhale is drawing down. A word of caution, if you suffer from hypertension, high blood pressure, or any cardiac issues, do not practice this. Or if you want to practice this, practice this very slowly. If you can practice it faster, then go ahead and practice this faster. Being loud, being audible with your breath, and really making the breath that cleansing breath that brings out that gunk, that crusty outer layer of the heart that we are breaking with our breaths, that we are breaking with our meditation. As if you're just breathing all of that out, you're the dragon that's just firing that crustiness out. So go ahead, take a break, rest your hands on your knees, shake the hands, just rest. And notice this warmth in your body, that heat in your body. And you haven't even left your seated position yet, and you will already feel the warmth in yourself. It's an excellent pranayam to practice in the morning. It really energizes you and activates you. It cleanses the mind, really cleans your slate. So you start your day afresh and you're focused. You are not confused. You are not foggy. And maybe you'll feel like you don't need that cup of coffee in the morning because your mind already feels awake and alert. Second set, I invite you to choose your pace, slow, medium, or if you think you can do faster, then go ahead and do it faster. When you inhale, the belly is out. When you exhale, the belly is in. It is always like that. No matter what pranayam you are doing, inhale, belly big, exhale, belly in. Second round. Rest your hands on your knees again. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. Once again, you can almost feel the chest opening up. There is a sensation in my chest, in my heart, that I cannot describe. It is so subtle. And that's exactly what we are trying to do. We are trying to open ourselves up to receiving. Allow yourself to absorb this feeling, this tingling sensation in your face, in your neck. This warmth, this openness in your chest. This is priming the body for the mind to get to that place of opening up and then receiving abundantly. We are still sitting with the left foot forward, right hand on the left knee. As you exhale, twist to the left side. And every time I do that, my spine just kind of adjusts itself, makes some sound, noise. Go ahead and look over your left shoulder and twist here. Exhale, come to the center. Left hand on the right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, fill yourself up. Now exhale, release the forehead down to the mat. Pressing into the hands, inhale, gently lift up. Stretch the arms forward. Open the knees out. Press into your feet. Inhale, lift up to Malasana or the squat. Now, this is a little bit challenging coming up without the use of the hands into a squat, but it is really strengthening for the body. So I always invite you to try and come up from seated on the ground to seated in squat or all the way up without the use of the arms. Today, we will spend some time in exploring Malasana, the Garland Posture. Now, Garland Posture is tricky because the way an Eastern body approaches the garland is very different from a Western body. And here is the space where we have to really give ourselves grace in approaching this posture. I want you to learn a few ways to do this posture correctly. No matter where you are, I want you to be able to spend some time during your week to sit in the squat. No matter how difficult it is for you, I want to offer you some variations that can help you teach to stay in your squat. Now, why do we want to sit in the squat? So let's just take a few seconds to unpack that. One, it strengthens the joints in your feet. We have about 36 joints in our feet. Can you imagine that? That's a lot of tiny bones, tiny muscles, tiny connective tissues. If we don't use them correctly, we lose the strength of our secondary muscles in our feet, and we have all kinds of problems in our feet. Number two, it strengthens your ankle and your knee joints. Number three, it really stabilizes the pelvis, keeps the pelvis strong, and make sure that you don't have issues of the hips, of the hip joint as you grow older. So this is a really fantastic posture for us to learn, and I'm going to go workshop style here today, taking the time to break this down for you. So the biggest challenge, the most common challenge rather, with the squat is the heels don't touch the ground, especially for men. So what I have done is I've taken a good old blanket, rolled it into a noodle, and I'm sliding that under my heels so that I can still stay in the squat with the heels supported by the blanket. That's option number one. Option two, you may realize that as you're sitting in the squat, it's actually quite uncomfortable for the knees and the calf muscles. So the second thing would be you open the leg out and just very gently, I don't want you to go aggressive here, very gently pull the calf muscle out and then draw the leg back in. So taking the calf muscle out eases the pressure off of your knee. Number three. While the block is under your heels, you can slide a block under your hips and sit down if you're not able to sit down with just the blanket under your heels. So you have the blanket under your heels, you're sitting on a block, or maybe it's just the block that you will need today. You don't need the blanket under your heels. Then you sit in your squat with a block. The height of the block will vary depending upon what is the level of your flexibility. I have students in my classes that sometimes require 2 blocks lengthwise to be able to sit. And that's absolutely fine. Sometimes a low stool, a stepping stool type situation, that works as well. So don't feel bad if you have to use props. Just make sure you sit down like this, because if you're able to sit like this and if you're able to come all the way up to standing, you are adding 6 years to your life. And this is not a number that I'm making up. This is a research done in one of the universities in California, where they found out that people who can come up without the use of the arms are able to live 6 years longer. So this is really, really essential in good health and improving not just the longevity, but also the quality. Go ahead and now lean forward so that the arms are in front of the knees or the shins. Send the left arm all the way to the left side. Reach to the left with your arm, right hand on the right knee, and gently push the knee away. Look up to the sky. Stretch, breathe. And really feel the right side of your hip and your lower back stretch and expand. As you're doing this, the chest is also opening up. The crustiness is continuing to melt, is continuing to be removed. Pry the knee away, look up to the sky. Breathe into the space. Exhale, release. Right hand all the way to the right side, left hand on the left knee. Pry the knee open. Look up to the sky. And gently release. Sit back down on your hips for just a moment. I know it's challenging and it's tiring for the legs, so I just want you to take a break here. Inhale, fill yourself up. And as you exhale, release the forehead down towards the knees. Take a moment here. Don't be in a hurry to come to lower down towards your feet. Inhale, gently lift up. Once again, stretch the arms out. As I said, we'll be exploring the Garland Malasana for just a few more minutes here today. Little bit more challenging. So see what you want to do. Do you still want to stay floating with your hips, or do you want to sit on a block? That's absolutely fine too. Choosing all the props that you need here today, go ahead and now extend the right leg all the way to the right side. Notice how I began with making an angle with my right leg. My right leg is making about a 45-degree angle. The goal is to move the right foot out more to the right side so I can draw a straight line from the hip to the foot. Then push the left knee to the left side, bring the arms on the inside, and see if you can start to surrender, see if you can start to relax, and feel the back of the leg stretch. Feel the hip opening up, the right thigh, the right calf muscles opening up. Really surrendering through the leg, pressing it down. And if you are the type of person that has to sit on a chair for 8, 10, 12 hours each day, this should be your go-to practice. You really have to take care of yourself and make some changes to your lifestyle that is able to counter some of the damage that gets done to the back, to the spine, the lower spine, to the hips, and the muscles here in the front of the body, the hip flexors shortening, as we continue to sit on our chairs for extended periods of time. Come up with the upper body as if you're drawing. Bring the heel all the way in. Excellent job. Let's do it on the other side. So throw that left leg out. Crouch with your upper body down towards the ground with your arms, with your hands, with your forehead. Now, the thigh isn't touching the ground, but we try to bring it as close to the ground as possible. If you want to feel the deeper stretch, you can gently press your hand on your left thigh, bringing the left thigh closer to the ground. Head is heavy, relax the head. And drop the hips down, or make it a little bit more challenging, draw the left foot in towards the ground. So if you just do these exercises of the hips, of the pelvis, I'm very much assured that slowly yet steadily you will start to see benefits of this with the aches and pains in the lower back. Drop the hips down, straighten the legs out towards the front. Imagine that there's a wall behind you and you're pressing into that wall. So I want you to sit tall with your spine. Hands are resting on the thighs, big circles with the feet. Feet are working together. You're just drawing big circles here. A few clockwise and a few anti-clockwise. The mind is thinking we are only working on the ankle joints. However, this part of trying to sit straight on the mat, again, pushing the chest out like the lioness, resting the hands softly on your thighs and not using them to put the weight of your body on them. This is activating your core. This is really making you strong. This is stretching the back of your legs. This is making the muscles in the back strong. And that's why positioning or alignment of the spine is so important in this posture. The body just wants to do this, collapse towards the front. Yet your job is to push the chest out steadily and just let the legs do the work here. Now relax with your feet. Extend the arms out and make circles with your fists. Keep pushing the chest out. You're not rotating your arms. Just making circles with your fist while keeping your spine tall. Change the direction. And change again. And change again. Excellent, excellent. Bend your knees, rest your feet closer to you. Drop the forehead down to the knees. This is to help the muscles in the back and the core that were activated in the previous posture to relax. Inhale, lift the head up, and when you're ready, sit cross-legged again. Take a gentle twist one more time. To the left and to the right. Pause here. Then straighten the legs. After we have done the core work, it's kind of nice to do the twist so it helps the spine feel adjusted so we can stretch the muscles and rest. Now, with the legs extended out with the spine nice and tall, bend the right knee and place the right foot to the outside of the left knee. I repeat, right foot to the outside of the left knee. Now bend the left knee to rest the left foot to the outside of the right hip. Left foot to the outside of the right hip. You're not sitting on it. The foot is next to the hip. Lengthen through the spine as you pull the right knee towards the chest. Take the left elbow, let me go back just a little bit. Left hand on the right knee, and you can tug on the knee, or give me 1 second. What? I'll come and help you. All right, left elbow to the outside of your right leg. Gently press the knee all the way to the left side, sit up tall. That's what happens when you're juggling all of these things together. You're a yoga teacher, but above all, well, I'm talking about myself. I'm a yoga teacher, but more important than that is that I'm a mother. And I just saw my 9-year-old ask for something as she's getting ready for school. She cannot find something, and she had this piece of paper in her hand because she knows she can't speak. And so she's like, where is this thing? So thankfully I'll be done before she has to leave and I can help her. So gently nudging the right knee all the way to the left side. And you think you've got everything covered, but apparently not. So keep twisting, keep turning. Yoga, if nothing else, makes you flexible, pun intended. So go ahead and look over that right shoulder. Breathe into the right chest, right lung, right side of your chest. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half King of the Fish posture. Excellent for the health of your spine, for opening the chest, for activating the digestive and eliminatory system. Come back to the center. Open the legs. We start with straightened legs out. So let's do this on the other side. Left foot to the outside of the right knee. I repeat, left foot to the outside of the right knee. Sit up tall with the spine. Now bend the right knee to take it to the outside of the left hip. Squeeze the knee in toward the chest. Press that right knee down towards the mat. Twist. Look over the left shoulder. And just continue to breathe into your left lung. As I said, on the right side, you can just be holding the left knee with your right hand to nudge the knee to the right side, or you can push it to the right with your elbow. There are various variations as to what you can do with your arm. For today, we'll just stick to 2 variations, the hand or the elbow. But the focus is on the spine. So try and sit up tall with the spine. Continuing to puff the chest like the lioness that we talked about at the beginning. And as you puff through the chest, you will actually feel the effects of it in your lower back. You will feel that, yes, I'm working from the chest, but it is the back that is benefiting from this. Exhale, gently come back. And now to the final stage of our practice, sitting in Shavasana or laying down in Shavasana, depending upon what your space allows you to do. If you can lie down, that's great. I invite you to lay down on your mat. If you can stay seated, I invite you to press your feet into the ground. So come to the edge of your chair. Have your legs in this perfect L shape. Rest your hands on your thighs and let the feet touch the ground. Close your eyes and just completely surrender with your hands, with your shoulders. Maybe holding the hands in that receiving gesture, Adhar Mudra, asking, praying for abundance. So you can be holding your abundance mudra, you can be resting your hands on your knees, whatever works for you today. Bring yourself back to that question. What makes you happy? And as you know the answer this morning, say that to yourself. I receive, and then fill in the blank with whatever it is that you want to receive. I receive financial stability. I receive abundant love. I receive divine guidance. I receive loyal friends. Whatever it is that you need in your life today, say that in present tense. Say that you're already receiving it. I receive clarity today. That's my affirmation. I receive clarity today. And if that's your affirmation too, then go ahead and say that to yourself internally or out loud, depending upon where you are, what your space is. And if you feel safe to say this out loud, I receive clarity today. And now when you're ready, softly open your eyes. Ending the class with 3 full breaths together. Inhale, lift the arms up, reach up. Exhale, release the hands down to the heart. 2 more full breaths at your own pace. I bow down to the goodness in you, the universe that dwells in you. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you stay happy. I hope you stay healthy. I hope you stay well. I would love to hear from you. Please feel free to leave a comment so we can stay connected, so we can practice together on things that you want to do. We often get requests, so we try and incorporate them in our classes and make these sessions exactly what you want and what you need. I'll see you next Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. Thank you so much.